I've been going to this 1 hour Martinizing place up here on Grand, the 3200, and for years, like 20 something years. Never an issue, talk to people, you share their stories, that's your stories, all that stuff. But they have a lady up there that's working there right now. It's just a complete racist. And I went to get my dry cleaning, right? And what I was talking about was I went to 2001 Broadway just to, have some coffee. And two Oakland police officers were ahead of me, which is, and I ordered my espresso. In the middle of getting my espresso, there was one lady that was a good 6 feet away from me. I mean, I couldn't even reach out. But even then, she flinched and moved away from me. And I said, I don't bite. And I thought that was really, really weird. I mean, it's a classic microaggression. And I thought, I'm going to tell the chief of police about this one, because Oakland police officers should not exhibit that kind of reaction toward black men, toward anybody, but particularly toward black men. And given the climate, right? It's just not a good thing. It wasn't completely unnecessary. And I didn't make any light of it. I just said, I don't bite. And she goes, oh, no. And I just thought, God, how weird. So I'm getting my cleaners, and there was a young black woman who said, I'll help you. And I just asked her, I said, hey, you know what? Let me ask you just for your opinion. What would you do if you were getting like sugar for your tea and someone was not even close to you, and yet they flinched at your presence? She said, I would think that was basically weird, I said, yeah. And I was in the middle of explaining this, and this white lady comes out, and she goes, what's the problem? And I said, why would you assume there's a problem? There's no problem. I was telling her a story. And I was telling it, and the minute I said Oakland police, she goes, oh, no, we don't allow that in here. I said, allow what? And I said, ma'am, if a person is telling their story, a black person is telling their story, don't shut them down. There have been 4, I said, white folks this week that have shut down stories. And not to me directly, specifically, Howie Long did it on the NFL Network, where he was saying that an issue that was racist wasn't racist. But how does he know from the perspective of somebody who's white? And then Mario Bertoli did the same thing on the Chew to Carla, and Carla said there's a black Santa, and he basically tried to shout her down in a Mario-esque way. And they made up for it later because they had people on from BET and all of that. But these microaggressions have to stop. So in the case of the person that works there, she basically says, we don't want that. And then I called to talk to the owner, and she goes, and I said I was really disturbed about the reaction of the person there. And she goes, well, we don't allow anything political here. I said, it wasn't political. And she says, well, you don't know who I am. And I said, well, you don't know who I am. I said, tell you what, I don't want to talk to you anyway. I don't want to come back to your establishment. I want to talk to the owner just to let them know. The owner needs to fire that person, because that person needs to understand humility in business. If you have a customer that has been with you for a long time and is just simply explaining or just talking about something that happened in life, you don't shut them down and say, oh, that's political, without even hearing their story. And that's exactly what this person did. So I'm not going back to there as long as they have that kind of racist climate. And that's what it is. It could be anybody in there walking in black who might want to maybe tell a story because they feel comfortable to talk to a person there, and then someone like her comes out and says, oh, we don't allow that. Well, you don't get my money, okay? And you don't talk to me like I'm a junkyard dog, because that's what she did. As far as I'm concerned, she should be fired from that establishment, period. I'm really sick of this behavior that's going on here. It really is a series of microaggressions, and I'm really tired of it. Just stop being afraid of somebody black. That's really the bottom line here. I mean, what is it that's going on in the heads of people who do this sort of thing? Wow, I mean, this is Christmas week too, right? You're supposed to be spreading good cheer and everything's supposed to be cool. Not people acting like that. Whoa, what a scary folks. Just scary. But I'm not going back to that cleaners anymore, as long as that person is there, ever. I'll go to Young's or any other cleaner in Oakland, but I'm not going there anymore. That was wrong. And that person didn't have the humility to say, you know, I'm sorry.